welcome to my channel. So today, it's early morning. I have my coffee I just poured. I am going to get some creamer and sugar in here, and I'm going to do the next 3 weeks meal plan. So I have templates which I can put down below. I've done it before that are Google Docs. So I'll put those. Those are free printables if you'd like to use them. And they are these ones here. 2-week meal plan. So week 1, week 2. The other one I have is this one where it's 1 week and then it's a list. So for a long time, I've been meal planning for like a long time. I'm in the kitchen, so it's like an awkward angle, so I have to get down to your level. But, I mean, even since before we moved here, I've been meal planning for probably over 3 years. I don't know, I'm just a super organized person and it just makes the most sense to me. And of course, I'm really frugal, and this is one way to stay frugal because you know what exact groceries you need, you don't waste. You know, I'm not saying that there isn't a time where, you know, we're far from perfect and something goes bad, and yes, I am upset about it because I don't like to waste anything, but it happens. So that's totally okay. But, so I have these 2 printables for you, and actually this is what I'm currently using. This was a gift to me, so I used these, and it's actually a whole notepad, but, and it has 3 lines, let's see. So the shopping list, and then this week's menu, but I actually use it for a 3-week because I do 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can see there's 3 lines there. And then once I'm done doing it, I check it off. So that kind of gives me some type of accomplishment. And then I put the date on the edge here. So you'll see what I mean in a little bit, but I just wanted to show you my blank form first. And then these printables. And these would be great for like lunch and everything too. If you wanted to do 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner, you could print out, you know, 3 of these and have them going. And I always put it in a plastic sleeve. These are super cheap. You can get them at the dollar store or anywhere. And you can use Expo marker, but I actually use Sharpie because all you need is some alcohol to get it off. The Expo marker just didn't stay enough for me. It just got erased way too easy. And the pens are usually thicker, and I couldn't write all of our stuff in it. So yeah, those printables are available to you. I'll have them linked down below. So I just wanted to show you how I meal plan, what I do, just some tips and tricks for you. And then I also have my Sunday meal prep video coming. It should already be edited by the time this posts. We'll see. There was a lot of fast forwarding, so it's kind of a pain. So yeah, I didn't post that yet as of today. So it'll probably be posted. If not, I'll link it down below, and I'll add it when I post it. Or vice versa, I'll link this video with that video. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But keep a lookout for that. And basically what I do is I have a lined piece of paper, any piece of paper would work, that I start with first. Typically I date all of this first, so let me just go ahead and do that. And get my coffee. I put creamer. I don't use any like creamer with any additives in it. So I do like the silk or the natural creamers. I do like them, but we don't buy them. We just buy half and half, and we do sugar and half, not too much. And then sometimes I'll put some pumpkin spice or some cinnamon in mine. So here we go. Alright guys, I'm back. I dated my sheet. So this is what it looks like once it's dated. So where are we? Here we go. That's what it looks like. So I do each line as a different day. And then what I do is I take the dotted line and I figure out how many meals I'm going to need for the 3 weeks. You know, I know some days we're going to be gone, or we're going to for sure go out. We go out like once a week, if not a little more, depending on the day. And our anniversary is coming up, so we'll probably go out like 2 or 3 times in 1 week. So I account for that. So out of all of these days, there's obviously 3 times 7 is 21. And so I picked 16. So what I do is I make a list, 1 through 16, and I pick all these meals that sound good that I can make based on my ingredients that I have. So here I have canned foods, frozen foods, which is mostly going to be veggies, and then meats. Of course, as you know, I don't eat much meat, and actually right now I have given up meat for Lent, so that'll be for P's stuff, not mine. So some stuff I just don't use meat in mine, or I put a meat substitute. I have some tofu, but I try not to consume too much soy. I have like a few things that are non-soy, non-meat, so I just kind of place my own stuff in there. And then I also have what we need, so if I'm making anything and I need stuff, or we're running low, for instance, we're running low on sugar that we put in our coffee, so I'll put that here. I want to get some sweet potatoes for the next few weeks, you know, I'll put that in need. And then produce, kind of what we have in the fridge that needs to be used. So basically, sometimes I go to like Pinterest, or I'll look through my cookbooks and see stuff that I want to make, and I alter it. Like for instance, if it calls for peas and I don't have peas but I have broccoli, I'll use that instead. You know, I kind of just substitute things. And sometimes I'll go on Pinterest and be like, recipes for broccoli, recipes for, you know, green beans, like what can you make with corn and tomatoes and ground turkey, you know, like random things that you have. And we try to do grocery shopping. We pretty much go every week. Sometimes we don't go, sometimes I do a few weeks, like where I try to go 3 weeks without going shopping at all. That's amazing. Our freezer is stocked always. Our fridge is super full right now. Sometimes just with like broths and random things. Like when I make something and the broth's really good, I save it and I like use it for something else. So I can give you a preview of our fridge and our freezer. I'll include a picture. But the key to success is just like making sure you have everything. And when I go to that grocery store, I make sure I have a list of what I need, so I don't buy stuff that you don't need. Don't ever go hungry to the grocery store. That is a bad idea and bad combination. And if you are, buy yourself a little snack that you can eat while you're going to your next stores. I'm going to do a blog post on best deals at grocery stores, like where I like to buy things, and where you find the best deal on them. Of course, it's going to be areas or food in the areas that are close to me, but all the stores that we go to are like pretty much everywhere. I think everywhere has a Trader Joe's. I think everywhere has a 99-cent store. We have an amazing grocery outlet. If you haven't heard of them, look them up and try to see if you can find a location near you, because they are fabulous. Not everything is the absolute cheapest, but you'll find things sometimes and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the best price for this. So you have to kind of watch your prices and look. We sometimes go to Smart & Final. Super excited. We're getting a Dollar Tree near us. We don't really do food shopping there, but, you know, we do get like random things we need there when you need to go to the dollar store. I mean, come on. So basically, you need to make a list. Just like you need to have goals to not fail, you need to have a list to not fail you at the grocery store. Because I'm just a list type of person. I need a to-do list. I need everything to know. Like, I love to write things down and make lists. That's my personality. But it's super helpful. It helps you save money, and it helps you make positive choices. I make lists, honestly, for things that we need to buy. Like, I have a list on our computer of, like, things that we need and want, so that when we have the money, like extra money, we're like, okay, what do we want to put it towards? This is all the things on our list. Like, we can put it towards a few things, what's absolutely needed. You know, car parts are at the top of that list. Stuff like that. And then I also make a list of places where we want to eat out, because I noticed that we had this huge problem of, like, when we're hungry and we're going to eat out, we don't have a choice in mind, and we're just like, you know what, screw it, we'll just go here because it's here and it's convenient and it's all I can think of right now. And then after we're done, my husband will be like, we should have gone to sushi, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did we go to In-N-Out? Well, we've been craving sushi, and like, you know, still gets frustrating, or like we should have tried that new Hawaiian barbecue that we wanted to try. So what I've done is made a list of like places that we want to try or where we like to go, so that when we're feeling hungry, you can pop onto that and be like, oh, what sounds good? Here's our list. Because in the moment, you can never think of it. Same thing when you're at the grocery store. There's going to be something you forget if you don't have a list. Also, I put them in a Google Doc, all my list of things that we want to buy and the things that we want, or the places that we want to eat. I put them in a Google Doc, and then I have the Google Doc on my phone and my husband's phone, so we can pop onto it. That's the easiest way for us. So that might be an idea for you. And you could even do that with your list. You could do your list on a Google Doc, because they have an app and it's totally free. So, and you could have it on multiple places. You can always access it if you have internet. And the Google Docs, you can actually run them off of the internet. You don't need the internet to run it, as long as you have the app and it's there. So that's another tip. But I'm going to jump right in here making my list of what we have, and I'll be right back to meal plan with you guys. And I wanted to share this amazing book that my husband brought me home today. This is what distracted me from earlier. Is this Eat This, Not That Supermarket Survival Guide. And it's really good. It tells you like things you can substitute, or like, you know, marketing is a tricky thing. I love marketing and I love that stuff. And marketing can really screw you over as far as being in the grocery store. So this kind of gives you tips on like what is the worst thing, even though they might be marketing as the best. If you want to check that out, I will try to find it and link it down below, maybe on Amazon. It's not everything I believe in. Some things I don't know that I agree with, but it is super interesting. And it also tells you about vegetables and like different foods, and like what it does for you, how to pick it, their seasons. So it's really awesome. I'll link that down below. Alright guys, so this usually takes me a really long time, which is why I didn't fast forward and like put me there, because it is a long process. It can happen in shorter time if you're already prepared. I did create like an inventory list as well that I can link down below, that sometimes I do like go through and make my inventory list and keep checking it off, but it was hard to keep up for me, so sometimes I use it. But like I said, I like to just label it all at the bottom while I'm planning. And then usually I'll also plan lunches, but I can do that next. It's super easy because my husband and I usually have the same lunches throughout the week. Like not the same like us together, but we have the same thing every day with like a little bit of a change up. So for him, like this week, all week, he's better than me at having the same thing every day. I'm worse at it, but for him, all the days this week, he has a half a peanut butter sandwich on wheat bread. He has his waters, a protein shake, which is this muscle milk chocolate protein powder with a half a teaspoon of spirulina powder and a half a teaspoon of beet powder, and sometimes cinnamon. And then he also has a salad, which I do with mixed greens, and then tomatoes, cucumber, shredded chicken, and like a half cup of quinoa cooked. So that's what he has all week. Sometimes I'll do like half the week, like 3 days he'll have one meat, and then the other 2 days he'll have a different meat. So it just varies on the week and what we have. Rarely ever does he get leftovers, because we don't really have leftovers that often. And then for me all week I've had quinoa, black beans with some cheese on top, and then I bring myself like a lime to eat it with, like, and maybe some pink Himalayan salt. So super easy lunches, nothing. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then usually for pea, I'll do like a half cup quinoa or a little more, and then a veggie, which is sometimes green beans, sometimes it's zucchini, just whatever we have. Sometimes it's Brussels sprouts, whatever he's feeling, whatever we have. And then a meat, so like a chicken, or even chicken salad, or even egg salad. Sometimes it's tuna. Sometimes it's pork. Usually it's never beef, just because he doesn't really heat up his meals. And eating beef that's cold is just nasty when it has some of the grease on top. So that's usually what he has. So let me show you my masterpiece. And as you can see, I have my Pinterest page open where I do dinners, and I just literally go through and be like, okay, I have enough to make that. Like for instance, let me find something I actually used. This Greek style baked lima beans. I was like, wait, we have lima beans, I have tomatoes, so I kind of look at the ingredients list and I modify it. So I'm like, okay, we have most everything. Perfect, sounds good, I'll make it. The lentil meatballs, I saw that on here, and I'm like, okay, perfect, I'll make that. So I have these all in like what's for dinner, my board on Pinterest. So I'll link my Pinterest name. What is it? I think you could just type Sierra Anda on Pinterest if you want to find me. I have a lot of stuff like quotes and style stuff, future baby stuff, and of course meal prep ideas and meal prep stuff. So check me out if you want to, Sierra Anda on Pinterest. And let me show you what it looks like now. My masterpiece here. So I have all the things that are included in the meal, and here I have 1 through 16. I have the meals planned out. I don't know if you can kind of read it. And then of course, like I said, and I go through and check off, like, okay, I used all the chicken, so that'll be gone. Where is it? Sorry, it's like hard to be reversed here. But basically that's what it looks like. And so I have all my inventory and I check off as I go. And it's okay to leave some areas blank. You know, 3 weeks is a lot of time to plan for. So I don't know if we're going to still have zucchini. I don't know if we're going to still have cabbage, you know. So sometimes I just like put and I like leave the side dish open. It's just what I do. But so then after that, I don't write them directly on here yet. Like you see, today is Wednesday, so I haven't planned the rest of the 3 weeks. We started on Sunday. So what I do now is I go through and I pick what date would be good. Like sometimes I do themed weeks, like Mediterranean week or like Spanish food week or just weird things. Other times I just know like, oh, I'll have that left over, or I'm going to make that whole can of corn, so I'll use half of it in this meal. Kind of like plan it that way. So let me just do like the first. So this is what I do now. So fish tacos was yesterday. 3/19. Alright guys, I'm back in a different outfit because I had to go to work. But basically, all I do is start to plan out what goes with what, and then I write them down as I go after I put the dates here.
Alright guys, so for some reason I had some technical difficulty and the other half of this video is broken and I don't know why. So here is the meal plan completed for the most part. This is how it looks when I hang it up on the fridge. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like, please subscribe so you don't miss me, and let me know anything you want to know or any questions you have down below and I'll get back to you.